Are you a long-term investor in S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100? If your answer is yes, then probably this video is for you. Today I am going to share a very interesting and secret price action on the price chart of S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100, which will help you to streamline your long-term investment strategy based on historical price action. In the last week, we discussed there is a possibility of a loss of momentum in S&P 500 because the price was looking quite overextended, and accordingly there was a loss of momentum in the last week and S&P 500 was bearish in the last week. However, Nasdaq 100 outperformed S&P 500 index. If we check the market sentiments, what kind of market sentiments prevails in the US stock market? So let us look at the fear and greed index. It currently reads at 50, which means it is in neutral zone. And 1 week ago, it was reading 52, so it was in a neutral zone. So there is hardly any change in the sentiments of the market. But if you look at the PCR with respect to S&P 500, currently the PCR is reading at 0.64. What does it mean? The PCR, that is a put call ratio, 5-day average indicates that the market is in greed zone. I am D K Sinha. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell for updates. Let's straight away go to the price chart to undertake the technical analysis, understand the price action, and I'll share with you the secret price action which is holding in S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100. So this is the price chart of S&P 500 index in monthly time frame. Let us have first naked observation. In the last two bear market, in bear market 2022, it took support at EMA 55. This blue color line represents exponential moving average 55 and this green color line represents the exponential moving average 21 period. In 2020 bear market, it again took support at EMA 55. Here too, there was a sizable correction. It took support at EMA 55. Here too, it corrected heavily and then took support at EMA 55. So what does it indicate? That whenever there is a major correction or there is a bear market, price tends to correct in S&P 500 in proximity of EMA 55. The moment it forms the false bullish candlestick pattern, probably that is the opportunity to buy S&P 500 for long term in the value area. At the same time, if I draw some kind of price channel, please watch it carefully. This is the important price channel I am drawing. What does it indicate? Since 2009 February, since 2009, it is trading in a rising channel. The lower fiber of this channel is acting as a support, while upper fiber of this channel is acting as a resistance. So we can expect that the price may go to the upper fiber and then there might be a correction in S&P 500 index. Now in the recent time, there has been a formation of a rounding pattern. We have discussed earlier too. So if we calculate the target on the basis of this rounding pattern, which will give the little long-term target of S&P 500. So what does it indicate? It has attained the first target of 61.8% expansion level, which was arriving at 5,800, and 100% expansion with respect to this rounding chart pattern comes at 6,530. So we can expect that S&P 500 may move towards 6,500 level. But this will not happen in the straight line. Market is likely to make wave formation like it does makes higher highs and higher lows kind of market structure. So this is the long-term perspective. Let us go to the weekly price chart. In the last week, S&P 500 closed at 6,051.09 and hence it was bearish by 0.64% on a week-on-week basis. But what we can see in the weekly price chart, whenever there is a correction, price takes support at EMA 21. So this is yet another historical price action suggests that in weekly price chart, EMA 21 is acting as a value area. In the last week, there is a bearish candlestick formation after 3 weeks of upside move in S&P 500. So here, what we can see, if I draw a horizontal line, I am drawing a horizontal line. This is a very important horizontal line where it gave a breakout of this continuation chart pattern. If I calculate and project the target on the basis of this continuation chart pattern, what we can expect? It has attained the first target of 61.8% expansion level, and then there was a correction. Now the price is moving up. So this becomes 5,990 becomes a good support in S&P 500. Next potential target based on this chart pattern is 6,217, which is a 100% expansion with respect to this chart pattern. Now let us go to the daily price chart. In daily price chart, what we can see, the price is trading in a very narrow range, and this is the narrow range. So if we calculate the target on the basis of continuation chart pattern, what we can see, this was a breakout of a cup and handle pattern. The major support exists here because this is the gap it has formed and the gap is still not filled. So based on this gap formation, which exists at 5,783, we can say 5,780 is a very strong support. Now, if we calculate another target based on this continuation chart pattern, what it has done, it has achieved the first target, 61.8% expansion level. So it is correcting. Now, once the trend resumption takes place, next immediate target could be to 6,149 in S&P 500. But when this correction will be over, it is very difficult to say because the price is still overextended and it is away from the EMA 21 level. So price may come to the neckline area which coincides with EMA 21. So this is the price action. If you want to learn all about technical analysis and price action analysis, we have a separate playlist on the channel, Zero to Hero, which has a tutorial series for technical analysis for the beginners. So you can learn how to understand the price action, how to do the technical analysis, how to make the trading strategy, how to arrive at the target, stop loss, everything you can learn. And I will strongly say that if you're really participating in the market, don't act on tips. Learn the subject and design your own strategy to trade in the market. So now let us move to the price chart of Nasdaq 100. So this is the monthly price chart of Nasdaq 100. What we can see here too, during 2022 bear market, it took support at EMA 55. Here too, it took support at EMA 55. So EMA 55, even in Nasdaq 100, is acting as a good support. Now look at this long-term trend line, which is valid since 2009. Price has taken support here. Price has taken support here. Price has taken support here. And if we see further, this trend line is coinciding with EMA 55. What does it mean? This trend line together with exponential moving average 55 is acting as a dynamic support. Now let us go and check the historical price action. This was the very bad kind of bear market in Nasdaq 100, which started in year 2000, which is known as dot-com bubble. And it took so many years. It started falling in year 2000 and finally it regained this important level in September 2016. So it took almost 16 years to complete this rounding bottom chart pattern. So if I project the target on the basis of this rounding bottom chart pattern, let us do this. So I am projecting the target on the basis of this rounding bottom chart pattern. What does it indicate? It has already attained the first target here, then correction took place. Virtually it coincided with the bear market of 2022. So the next potential target comes at 26,100 based on this rounding bottom chart pattern. Now we can see yet another rounding chart pattern. This is yet another rounding chart pattern which can be termed as a cup and handle chart pattern, which is a continuation chart pattern considering the long-term perspective because the prior trend was bullish. So if I project the target on the basis of this cup and handle chart pattern, I am projecting the target. So the next target comes at 25,600. That the Nasdaq 100 may target in a zone of 25,600 to 26,100. This is a potential long-term target of Nasdaq 100. Now here too we can see this trend line together with EMA 55 is a potential area. Whenever there is a bear market, price tends to come to EMA 55, test this trend line, and then the moment it forms the first bullish candlestick pattern, it's a right opportunity to invest for long term in Nasdaq 100 in the value area. Now let us move to the weekly price chart. In the last week, Nasdaq 100 finally closed at 21,780.25 and hence it was bullish by 0.73%. So this index has outperformed S&P 500 index. What we can see here, whenever correction is taking place, it is taking support at EMA 55. It has taken support here, and whenever shallow correction takes place, EMA 21 acts as the support area. Now here if I draw a horizontal line, this is the horizontal line. Why I have drawn this horizontal line? Because there is a breakout of a cup and handle chart pattern. Price consolidated here, gave a breakout. So if I calculate the target on the basis of this cup and handle chart pattern, what could be the potential target? The next potential target is coming at around 22,350 and then 23,625. Targets of any chart pattern is the minimum expected objective. Let us not forget that. So the best strategy is to ride the trend and trail the stop loss. But in order to trail the stop loss, you should have a proper understanding of price action analysis. Let us go to the daily price chart. Now what we can see, there is a clear loss of upside momentum even in Nasdaq 100. Can you see during the last trading session in the last week on 13th of December, there is a formation of a doji kind of candlestick pattern, or you may call it as a spinning top. This indicates the loss of upside momentum because the price is quite overextended. Here is the EMA 21. So mean reversion, which is a regular process in the market, might start. And if I draw a trend line, can I draw the trend line? This is the trend line. What does it indicate? Price resistance, price resistance, price resistance. So there is a possibility of a correction in Nasdaq 100 because the price is trading quite in proximity of the resistance area. But if I draw another trend line, this is yet another trend line. So if we see this trend line and combine with another trend line, this is the potential area of support. So this is forming something kind of rising wedge. So if it gives a breakout, we might see an upside movement. So this becomes the demand area. The lower fiber of this rising wedge is an important support area. So considering the price action, if I draw a horizontal line, this is the horizontal line. There is an existence of a gap which was created on 4th of December. So 21,150 is a good support which coincides with the neckline of this continuation chart pattern, which has a confluence of EMA 21 as well. and a confluence of this rising wedge structure, the lower fiber of the rising wedge structure. So if I calculate the target based on this kind of continuation chart pattern, this is the handle portion and this is the cup portion. So if I project the target based on this chart pattern, where is the potential next target? So the next potential target is coming at 22,660 level. So targets are always notional. Every chart pattern will have its own target, and each target is a minimum expected objective. After having seen this analysis, especially the multiple time frame technical analysis, you might be now aware of the historical price action on S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 and how you should decide your long-term trading strategy based on the historical price action might be amply clear to you. If this video has added some value in you, please do offer a comment in the comment section of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to meet you very, very soon.